Thrasher and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman, W4CY Radio, here at Milwaukee Metal Fest. It's raining outside, but thank God this festival is inside, and we won't get evacuated, like what happened at Welcome to Rockville. And we're here with a band that played at Rockville, that I just caught at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale, and now here they are at Milwaukee Metal Fest, Death Angel. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, man?
Oh, how could I be bad? We're here at a metal festival, man.
Oh, totally. Milwaukee, the rave, the good old rave, man.
You know, it is amazing. Like, the first time I ever did a festival in Wisconsin, like, I'm originally from Jersey and L.A. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do in Wisconsin? Until I got here. And these metal fans here are freaking insane. I love it.
Metal fans are diehards, man, wherever you go.
You know, it's funny you should say that, because I meet people and they're like, well, I used to like metal. And I'm like, then you never liked metal, because there's nobody that is a metalhead that used to like it.
Well, I know a lot of people like that where metal was a phase and they get out of it, but the true ones, man, they carry it on forever. You know
Exactly,
what I mean?
exactly.
I mean, we all go through phases in life regardless. Then there's people where, like, you know, there's a peak of metal where everyone, especially with... when the Black Album came out, Metallica's back, everyone's into metal, then it dies down, you know, because of the hype. But true metalheads stick with it.
See, I'm different with the Black Album.
Oh, no, hey, man, it's debatable, bro.
Let's debate it.
Let's debate it.
I like it now, though. But
let's debate it, dude. I'm a Metallica fan, true and true.
I was at Metallica's first show ever.
Okay.
In L.A.
All right.
And so I was one of those 25 original diehard Metallica fans that when they came out with them, like, fucking poser sellouts, but it is a great fucking album.
You know what? It's I understand from a hardcore fan's perspective why people don't like the Black Album. I totally get it, but it had to be done. I mean,
I think it's
even
great.
Lars even said it during the Justice tour. Like, man, we tapped out. We tapped out. They had to do something different, and whether you like it or not, it was their call. It wasn't a record label call. They knew they had to do something. And at that time, music changes every 10 years. Mm-hmm. Remember the 70s, then you get into the 80s, and they were writing the 80s, and they knew, like, we got to do something different musically.
Yeah.
And if they want to sustain, you have to. It's just the nature of the game. But I do understand from a hardcore Metallica's fan perspective, you know, they're a sellout. I get that. But if they would have done another Justice or whatever, I don't think they would be as big as they
would
are
be
right
a
now.
lot of LA thrash bands that didn't go to the Bay Area that you don't even know who they are today.
I mean, they had good foresight, and they were always like 5 steps ahead of everyone else.
Well, it's funny you should say that too. And before I go on with that, I am going to say that the difference is I was a teenager when I felt that way, and as an adult, I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it that a musician can't play the same album over and over again. You need to expand. You need to, experiment and really get better at your craft.
You do. I mean, no matter what, as a musician, and when you're, especially in metal, you're going to get crucified and judged whether you're going to do if you repeat yourself or you want to expand. So what are you going to do?
Exactly.
You're going to get crucified either way. So I'd rather get crucified and expand, and just so you feel happy creatively and musically.
I think we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the Black Album.
I don't think so, man.
Because you wouldn't have the extreme metal go in the direction it's gone.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the people like, who anti-Black Album. I get it, you know what I mean? And it went extreme, and you know what? It's all good, man. Music is subjective, and we're here today, you know. Some people get it years later, some people don't, and it's okay. But, all roads lead to here.
Exactly.
So.
Now, I'm going to show you something. Although I'm kind of embarrassed about one thing I'll tell you about, but this is my 80s battle vest.
Wow, dude.
So I bring it out during certain interviews to check it out. The reason I'm embarrassed is it has pretty much every band on there except Death Angel. I don't know how that happened.
That's okay, man. That's okay. We're one of those...
Slayer didn't even have a patch yet, so I made that up.
That's awesome, dude. That's like Iron On.
Right?
That's like an iron-on, dude.
Iron felt in LA. People thought it was gangbanger, and that was my gang name.
Oh, totally, dude. It looked like you're from the LA hood.
Right? And I drew all that shit on there.
That's real deal.
Right?
Hey, man, that's what we did back then. You draw it.
Exactly. Like, I look at some of these other battle vests, I'm like, I don't want to buy a pre-made one because this
But that's
has
today.
me.
But
This
that's
has me.
But yeah, that's the sign of the times.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now you have, options, which is good.
Yeah.
You just got to adjust to the times. I know.
No doubt.
I get it. People old school this and dude, but we're not living there. But I'm
Exactly.
glad. But we're glad we lived it.
Right.
So.
And I agree with you because would I buy one of those pre-made battle vests if it was cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the one that was me.
Yeah.
This type of thing. It even has blood on it from when
but
I
I'll
did
tell you, if
stage
they were
live.
pre-made back then, people would buy it. But there wasn't, so you had to go out and buy it.
Exactly. And so, how did it happen that you ended up in Death Angel?
Wow, good question. Let me go back. I've been a fan of theirs for a very long time. My first time seeing Death Angel was on the Ultraviolence tour. It was a show in San Francisco. It was for the Voracious Souls video shoot. They were shooting video for it. And they were doing live footage at a show. And it was, ironically, it was with Violence before Eternal Nightmare came out. They were on their demo.
Nice.
It was in July of '87. I just graduated from grade school, 8th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went to see him. I had the Ultraviolence, incredible record. And I saw him on all their tours. I saw him on Ultraviolence, Frolic Through the Park, and Act 3. I saw him. And, of course, they broke up, and, Mark went and did his thing. He moved to New York. The other guys formed the organization. And I got to know the guys throughout the years. And was it in late 90s, early 2000s, Mark came back to San Francisco, or he was already there, and him and Rob and Andy got back together. And they formed a rock band called Swarm. And at the time, I was in a local band. I formed a local band with some friends called Sift. And we were doing, Alice in Chains, Neurosis type music. And our band and Mark and Rob's band, Swarm, would play together locally in the San Francisco Bay Area at the time. We did a lot of shows together. And when there was the Chuck Billy benefit, Thrash of the Titans.
Yeah.
And Death Angel was the last band to confirm. And I remember, holy shit, Death Angel's doing it. I never thought they'd do it because those guys said, we're done with it. We left, we ended it on the high. They went out and did all other musical projects, and I respected them for that. And I remember Rob called me and goes, hey, dude, did you hear that Death Angel's doing this benefit for Chuck Billy? And I said, dude, I saw it. I heard about it, dude. And I actually told Rob, dude, if you need any help loading gear, I'll help you out with your guitars. Excuse me. I'll tech for you, whatever. I just want to see the show. Fucking Death Angel's back together. And he actually goes, well, we talk. Everyone's in but Gus Peppa, the original guitar player. He was living at the Philippines at the time. He goes, he gave us our blessing. He can't do it. Do you want to do it with us?
Nice.
25 years later, here
That's
I am.
kind of how it happens sometimes, too. Like, back in the day, again, going back in the day, like, I roadied for, pretty much every band just to hang out,
to hang out and just to get into the shows for free and party or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's so many people I know that were techs, and they got their break because somebody left the band or they were and then they play, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
And, here we are. And I can tell that you're still a major fan of Death Angel.
Totally.
Because I watch your TikToks.
Okay.
And they tell me that you're a total Death Angel fan.
Dude, I'm a fan, man. True.
That's the difference, I think, between metal bands, and I'm not talking about commercial, but metal, like thrash bands, stuff like that, is every musician pretty much is a fan first.
Fan first, man.
Exactly.
Fan first. I still get giddy when we play certain songs. I go, oh, shit, dude, this is pretty cool,
Right?
I remember when you guys played this on this show and this and that,
How does it feel doing the whole Act 3?
It's great, man. It's my favorite Death Angel record for the fact that, I love all the records I've been on. Don't get me wrong. It's just being biased if I say that. I have to remove myself from the equation.
Right.
It's an album when it came out. It was different.
Yeah.
Very different. Very diverse. That album. Here's how I look at it. Ultraviolence came out. It was all thrash.
Mm-hmm.
Great album. Frolic Through the Park came out, and you could kind of tell they were trying to find themselves. They were really like pushing the boundaries and pushing the envelope per se. Like, what are we doing here? Then when Act 3 came out, it's like, this is our style. Like, this is Death Angel. They were able to mix. They still had the foundation of ultraviolence, but they were able to mix like stuff like Room of the View, Veil of Deception, and you had like hard rock songs like The Organization. You have this, epic tune of like Discontinued. It's a well-written album, well-produced, and it just came out at a time where I totally relate to it. You know what I mean?
Totally. And I agree with everything you're saying. Like, it goes again to expanding, getting better at your craft.
Yes.
And like when I saw you guys at the Culture Room, because it's different than seeing at a festival. Now you're seeing your real show there. And I was like, this is fucking killer, because it was like doing Act 3, it was like going to multiple concerts, because it's so some of the songs are so different from each other.
That's what I like, variety. Sometimes, and there's bands out there who just, Exodus, for example, I love the band. They're just straight brutal, and that's their style, and they're good at it, and I love it, and everyone has their thing. I like variety, and, when I saw Death Angel Live back in the day, they busted out the acoustics, they busted out all this different stuff where you're like, fuck yeah, and I'm into that stuff. That's my, I love pop music. I love all that stuff. I love acoustic music, and these guys knew how to blend it well with and make it their own.
And I love hearing that too, because most people think metalheads only listen to metal.
No, man. I mean, of course, it's our forte. We love it because we grew up on it. We started playing it, but everyone in the band has a eclectic taste in music. It ranges a lot, and it does bleed in. You know what I mean?
And that's what I love about old school, especially thrash metal, compared to some of it today, where they kind of use like an algebraic equation to make metal, whereas back then it was just whatever we feel like playing, and none of the thrash bands sounded the same.
Exactly. I agree with you. I mean, there's nothing against the metal bands of today, and the good thing about it is there's a lot of them, maybe a little too much sometimes.
That's probably
oversaturated.
Why. That's probably why too.
And they're keeping it alive. You know what I mean? They're carrying the torch. But I grew up in a time where, thrash metal, Anthrax sounded different from Overkill. Mm-hmm. Death Angel sounded different from Testament. They have their own sound, but it was thrash. Of course, they were all influenced by the new wave of British heavy metal and punk rock. And, of course, Metallica. Everyone's influenced by Metallica and Exodus.
Right.
Because they were, like, in the forefront. But everyone just says, we want that aggression, but our style.
Exactly.
Like, for example, like, Mark doesn't sound like Chuck Billy. Chuck Billy doesn't sound like Sean Killian. And no one sounds like Zetro, Mm-hmm. And my gripe about today's metal, and this is just me, and it's no diss to these bands, I can't tell who from who.
Oh, listen, I go through it a lot, because you got these sub-micro genres that are so specific that's why I say, like an algebraic equation, they're using a formula to make metal music, whereas to me, metal was always experimentation.
Yeah, and I think metal nowadays, there's some incredible players, like, oh my God, they could run circles around this, and they're very talented, where then it's just like, you figured out your instrument together as a band. Let's write songs, let's do covers, like you're figuring it out together, where in this day and age, and again, there's no diss, because there's amazing musicians out there.
Totally.
Incredible. Like, oh man, I wish I could do it, but what's in the water today that you could run circles around everyone? But, it's just the YouTubers and the influencers or whatnot, where then it's just like you had to figure out, you had to be a band together. There's something about being in a room together with everyone, learning from each other, bouncing ideas, instead of, you're all by yourself. Then you finally join a band and you're so used to being by yourself, you don't know how to click with another musician. You know what I mean?
I love it.
That's the organic way back then. It's just like you get in the room, let's play, and you go home and you kept playing. You write, you come back, hey guys, I got this idea, and you work on it together. Now, pros and cons. There's pros and cons to everything.
Like anything in life.
You have the technology where you could write riffs and send it to somebody, they learn it, and you could record, but you still got to get in a room about that.
There's a synergy there.
Yeah, there's a synergy where a human contact, you get to see someone's face, how they feel about it, what they contribute, and maybe the disagreements or whatever,
I agree totally.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are badass. I'm so happy I got to see you like 3 weeks in a row.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
No, thank you, man. I fucking love having chit-chats and, conversations. I think all interviews should just be a conversation and not scripted, you know what I mean?
Agreed, 100%.
You know what I mean? So it just makes it more comfortable,
Exactly. And it takes a life of its own.
It does.
You don't even know where it's
anywhere.
Go. Exactly.
It can go anywhere. And we're stoked to, that we have people like you who are into it that do want to interview us. It's like, and are into the music. And, I love hearing stories. We love hearing stories, like you said, like you're from back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm from back in the day as well. We could exchange stories.
I know. We could sit here all day, probably.
Could, we could do another 10 minutes if you want. I got time, bro. We could.
I got Sean waiting for me now, though.
Sean Killian?
Yes.
Here, you can bring this up to Sean. We have a history. Not only does he have a history with, Death Angel then, because me and Will Carroll, our band, we had a band in the late 80s, early 90s called Warfare DC, and Sean Killian produced one of our demos.
Nice.
So we have that, this is when Oppressing the Masses came out, and we're huge Vio-Lence fans too, man. We're like, dude, Sean's producing our demo. And the story is like, Sean produced our demo, and we were young kids, man. We didn't have equipment. Phil Demo lent me his guitar.
Wow.
Rob Flynn lent me his half stack.
Wow.
And Sean was guiding us. We were just teenagers dude, we're in a real studio with Sean Killian, like producing. And there's a long story to cut the, make a long story short. Like after the recording sessions, Sean goes, you could stay at my place, and he made us spaghetti, and we're just kids going, fuck, dude, this is cool. And now we're touring with Sean, and I go a long way with Sean, and I love Sean, and I'm glad he's still doing it. Vio-Lence is a great band.
Totally.
My favorite album is Oppressing the Masses, and I always tease him, hey, man, when you going to play Mentally Afflicted, dude? That's my favorite song. Oh, I don't have time. Like, again, dude, I'm a fan first, dude.
That's the way it should
be.
I'm a fan first. And that's why I love bands like you, because that's what it's about.
Dude, I still, when we go tour Europe in the festivals, when we, we did some shows with Creator, and I talked to Milla, I'm like, I bought Pleasures to Kill at the Record Vault in San Francisco when it came out, dude. I bought Flag of Hate. I fucking, we saw you at the Stone with Corner. You know what I mean? We were there. We were in the pit. He was like, whoa. So I still geek out. Same with, like, Sepultura. Like, when I talked to Andreas and Paulo separately from Max and Igor, he goes, hey, do you remember that show when you guys played with Ministry and Helmet? It was, like, close to New Year's Eve in San Francisco. Bill Graham said, go, yeah, we remember. I go, dude, I was there. I was there when you fucking came, with Fudge Tunnel. I mentioned all the shows I was at. They're like, whoa, I'm a fan first, dude. I get giddy, especially now that I know these people as peers and friends.
Yeah.
That fan still comes out in me, man.
And that's what makes you great. I love it.
Yeah, dude, when the fan thing is over, stop.
Right. If you're not having fun in this business, it's the wrong business.
Dude, as we get older and, with long tours and, whatnot, with, of course, a lot of people passing, as we know, Phil Campbell, who else, Neil Peart, the list goes on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people passing. I look at it as every day above ground is a good day.
Yeah, totally.
And,
and don't waste those days.
Don't waste those days. And, of course, you're away from your loved ones, but try to enjoy yourself. I embrace everything. Yeah, it could be hard on the tour, but it's hard in no matter what job you're not, lack of a better word, job. Mm-hmm. No matter what you're doing in any industry, it's gonna be hard. But we have a great job to do. We love playing music. We love playing the people who come and all the fans. We just did a meet and greet. I enjoy it. I love seeing. I look at them like, man, if I was able to do a meet and greet like that with, like with all these bands, if they did it, oh man, I would so totally do it.
Nice.
And it's cool to see the people, their smiles on their faces. I get a kick off it, man. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. We're appreciative. We're just so stoked to be here. Like, it could be taken away at any time.
Yeah.
So enjoy the moment, and you take the bad with the good. Like, I'll quote a few things like, you can't enjoy the sunshine without the rain, man.
It's so true.
Right?
I love that.
You can't enjoy the sunshine without the rain. But if you want the rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
That's right. That's
you know what I mean? So it's raining out. It sucks rain, but hey, we're playing a metal fest, man, and there's
Inside.
people here inside,
So-
and there's people here who not only come to see us, but all these bands
Yeah.
who have traveled a long way. So go out there and treat it with respect, man. Put
Yep.
on the best show you can.
No
These
doubt.
People come a long way, paid money, and they're stoked to see it. Let's go out there and enjoy it. And I like to say that to everyone, not only in music, sports, acting. You know, if you're a cop,
No matter what you do.
no matter what you do, man. You know, because the world's crazy nowadays, no matter what side you're on. So the best thing we could do to make it better is through music.
Exactly. That's where we stand united.
That's where we stand united, and we just keep it that way. You know what I mean? Leave all your problems at the door when you're in this room at the rave, at the Eagles Ballroom. Leave everything out the door. Let's have a good time. Let's enjoy music. Let's enjoy each other. When the night's over, take your problems, go home with it, and whatever. But today is the time to enjoy music and unity.
Those are great words, and I love it, and it's what I'm all about, and that's why we're here.
That's
and
why
that's
we're here,
why
man.
you guys are badass.
Thank you, man.
So thank you.
No, thank you for this interview, man. Like I said, not only me, and I speak for the rest of the band, we love meeting people. We love meeting fans. We love meeting the press because, you took your time out of everyone. You picked us, one of many, to interview, and we just love sitting down and talking like this, man. Nothing
Exactly.
scripted, nothing like, I could,
How'd you get your band name?
Exactly, man.
Dan Spitz is one of my best friends, and,
Yeah.
and he's like, I wish when we were on tour that people would have asked me what skin conditioner I use on tour because I'm so sick of all the other questions.
And because I'm a fan of like podcasts where people just Joe Rogan, off the cuff.
That's me,
what
totally.
makes it, And if people go, man, but it's not edited, it's not scripted, and that's where I go.
That's real.
Where I go for real. When it's scripted and edited, and you can tell, I don't know. But yeah, interviews like this, I have a great time, man. So thank you for having us, man.
You
I hope
got
you
it.
enjoy the show today.
I will, and we'll have to do this again on a remote where we will have time to change.
Dude.
Trade stories because I got lots of them too.
I got
and
lots
you
of them
lots
too,
of
and we can debate Metallica all you want, dude.
There it is. Well,
I will.
they're still one of my favorite bands.
Dude.
So it was just that small blip in time that I was like,
get it.
fuck them.
I get it, but here's the thing: they evolved much faster than we did,
yeah.
and we were still stuck on that thrash where they were ahead. They're forward thinkers.
Yeah,
So-
and they're still thrash. I mean, you take their latest albums and they're thrash. That's
Yeah.
old school Metallica too, but
is.
with better
Production.
musicianship, production, everything.
And people
Even
go-
James says he hates the way he sang back then. I love the way he sang.
I love it, but I see it from his standpoint.
Right.
I do see
So
it from
do I.
his standpoint, but I'm looking at it as like, man, come on, dude. It's not 1986 no more, dude. You can't recreate that moment in time.
Exactly.
It's that moment in time, and I tell people, if you want that moment in time, go listen to the records or go watch a bootleg.
I love it.
And enjoy.
That's true.
And you know what? All these bands, there's not going to be an Iron Maiden, Metallica, Judas Priest anymore. These headliners, the Aerosmiths and the whatever. So enjoy them now, man. Appreciate them now, and just because they're not going to be around forever, man.
True. Well, you guys kill it here at Milwaukee Metal Fest,
Thanks.
and we'll talk again soon.
Totally.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.